Hey y'all, this is me. I would say welcome to Dance Fathers TV Network, but I'm the new Edwin Douglas, comedian Edwin Douglas in the other personality. Not really. Today, I'm going to be interviewed on the comedian Edwin Douglas behind your mic. Now let's go figure this out. Michael Mike being interviewed by a comedian. I don't know about, hold on, I gotta take a drink on that one, y'all. Oh, by the way, got the new Dance Fathers bottles. So, anyway, think about this. A comedian interviewing a serious-minded, child support, arbitrator, mediator that owns a TV network on a Sunday. Go figure that one out. But anyway, I'm gonna drink today. Be back in a couple minutes, and then Mr. D is gonna talk to Mr. Me. See you in a minute. Have you ever had a question related to child support, divorce, CPS? Call the Attorney General or maybe an attorney and they just gave you a runaround? Where do you go to get help? Contact Dads Fathers of Texas. Yes, they are child support specialists. Dads Fathers of Texas can answer your question, help file paperwork, and help find a family law attorney. Dads Fathers of Texas, making child support simple.
All right, this is your boy, comedian Edwin Douglas. I'm your host right here behind your mic.
I got your show, didn't you?
You
got your own show.
Oh, yeah. Back to my own show.
Yeah, back to your own show.
With the special guest and the one and only Mr. Michael Mike. All right. But I always keep my promise, my word. I told you guys every show before I go any further, I got to thank God for giving me a breath to breathe, mind to think, strength of my eyes to see, voice to speak, the sound of my ears to hear, and the blood of Jesus. Hallelujah to the Lamb. Now we got that out the way. Mr. Michael.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, so often I'm sitting in the seat, so it's kind of different for me, huh?
Well, that too. But before I say anything else, I want to say Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, sir.
But from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to, be a host of my own show under your network, Dads and Fathers TV network. And I must admit, when you first contacted me, I was in a meeting.
Ah, okay.
I was in a meeting and I said, whoa. And I said, guys, can we do this another time? I got something on my mind. And they said, you okay? I said, no, everything cool. And so I got in my car and I said, wow, And I sat in my car and listened to some jazz and just thinking and started praying. I said, okay, God, I can do this, And I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely, sir. I appreciate you accepting the invitation because, I have a madness behind my mystery versus a mystery behind my madness. Okay. And I was going through, I said, when I created the network, I really wanted to create a vehicle because the bread and butter of how I make it throughout the day was helping fathers dealing with child support.
Okay.
And then I was challenged to do 1 million fathers. I'm thinking, that's a whole lot of talking. I talk, but that's a lot of talking. So then the idea said, why not create a TV network? Okay. But then I love comedy. Okay. And I think I reached out with you about helping do a fundraiser for someone who's running for office. And I think that's how the evolution of this came full circle. But I'm glad you accepted the invitation because there are tons of comedians out there. But then there's some of the ones that talk a little bit different than we want to show on a family network. So.
I thank you for being obedient. So whoever touched your spirit, most likely God, I thank you for listening and being obedient because many of us have to wait on our time, and I believe this is my time.
It is, and the good thing about it is 2016 promises, and I use the word epic conservatively because if you break it down in small steps, you laid the foundation previously in our lives. Okay. The mistakes, the tunnels, the career path you've taken, all of those things. And now you have a network or a spotlight to show all your training.
So I think that's amazing.
And then you think about all the training you have accumulated in the past 30 plus years. Now you have a vehicle to be a teacher, a comedian, a minister, and a man all rolled up in one.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Wow, it's amazing. The name. First name Michael. Last name Mike. First name Michael. Last name Mike. When you was a kid, what everybody call you? What the kids call you? Mike? Michael?
Most people call me Mike. When I heard Michael, typically I was in trouble.
Uh-oh.
When my mom or, my sisters or whatever, the school, when they said Michael, typically I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble.
I'm in trouble, but then my friends call me Mike. Some of my professors call me Mike. I had one person call me Mike. Yes, so Mike. Yeah, right. Then I had Mike Square. So, but then in business, a lot of people call me Mike. Mr. Mike, what's up? So I was in sales.
Okay.
So it was a good, catchy name. It broke through the door. I was able to get through a lot of doors by cracking jokes with my name.
Okay.
So
when you was a kid, what did you dream to become? I wanted, like most guys, when I was coming up, I wanted to be a football player, baseball player. Everybody wanted to be like Michael Jackson. When the Soul Train would come on, everybody had to throw. They wanted to be cool. What did Michael Mike want to be when you come up?
at age 12,
Uh-oh.
age 12, I started my first venture to be an entrepreneur.
Really?
Age 12. My dad, we lived in South Dallas. I heard you talking on the other show with Ed Gray. He was managing an apartment.
Okay.
And I've been independent. I want my money.
Okay.
I don't have to ask you for nothing.
Okay.
So I said, tell you what, Dad, I'm gonna start my own business. I'm gonna clean around the apartments and keep it clean.
Okay.
You pay me every week.
Wow.
And from age 12, I started my venture to be in business for myself because I used to always say, I don't mind very well. Because I'm a free thinker. When something popped in my head, I can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye.
Wow.
And you can't do that punching someone else's clock. Now granted, for many years I punched the clock, but at the end of the day, I've always had my uniqueness on the side.
So at the age of 12, that means you was in the 5th grade or 7th grade?
Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, when I was 12 years old, all I wanted was some Chuck Taylors, ponies,
Not the Chuckies.
shoes. Wanted to be cool, wanted to go to the gym, but for a young man at the age of 12, we're talking about 1973, 74, 75. That's amazing because no young man at that age think about having their own business.
Oh yeah, I mean, not only did I want my own business, I put it in motion.
Okay.
I registered my first, let me back up. I put it in motion, then I started learning to try to drive.
Uh-oh.
Then I think I wrote up my very first business on paper to say it was my business, I think at age 14.
Wow.
And at that point, when I graduated from high school, I had my first business that I was working in.
Wow. I heard you say trying to drive, trying to own business. What was your first car that you owned?
My first car was a 1970 Buick LeSabre. My daddy took me to an Al Pinckney Park back in the days. The floor was rusted out, so we got license plates and welded them together, fixed the floor. Then he gave me this rusty gray toolbox and he set it down and start that car.
I bet you had an 8-track tape player then.
Oh, the boombox.
No.
I'm the player. I had the boombox, the one you put on your shoulder. Yeah. I had the boombox. And it took me 2 weeks to take every nut and bolt off that motor and put new nut and bolts back on that motor.
Oh,
But then when you started it, you couldn't hear it run.
Oh,
Could not hear it. It was quiet. So my 1970 Buick LeSabre was rusty blue with a white vinyl top.
Yeah, you weren't playing side Dallas. Player. Money in his pocket. Okay, we talked about that. Your hairstyle.
I wore a shag for many years. My hair was to my shoulder. Can't tell it now, but I used to have cornrows.
Oh, Now, with that shag now, you have to have that pump with the glycerin. I know you had
Afro Sheen. Afro Sheen.
Okay.
But see, come here, I had to comb my eyes there, then I got to brush it. I actually had good hair back then. Then I put that Afro Sheen chemicals on it, and baldy locks.
So you knew better when it was time for you to go to sleep at night. You put that towel on that pillow.
I put the plastic bag on my head. I put the plastic bag.
Not the do-rag, but the plastic bag.
Plastic bag. Then you put the do-rag on your
You had
head.
to wash that plastic bag.
You just, what, back then they had a tip for $1 to just straight them out, I just showed my age just then.
Oh man, you talking about what the thing that we should do. Okay, you say the car, player, money in your pocket, you had the set. Okay, what was your favorite artist when it came to music back
And
then?
that was the different side of it. And back then I played trombone.
Really?
So I played my own music.
Okay.
And I listened to radio music,
Okay.
but when I wanted to escape, I had my trombone.
Okay.
I played my trombone, but back in the days, I listened to the usual, artists on the radio, but I was a pretty good trombone back in the days.
Okay.
I could make the trombone sound like a saxophone, a trumpet, clarinet, a French horn, a tuba. I was pretty good at it back in the days.
Okay. Now, we all back then enjoyed watching Soul Train.
Right.
What was your other TV show that you could watch besides Soul Train back then?
I was a good cartoon person.
Oh.
I was a good cartoon person. Now you got Road Runner, you got Three Stooges, Lord and Hardy, Two Stupid Pets,
Oh.
So I was a cartoon character, and it was so funny. My mom used to always say, "You get to watch that TV and you don't hear nothing around you."
Wow.
Okay. I'm glad you know that now,
Wow.
So yeah, I was off to that. So I had my moments where when I work, I work.
Oh, wow.
But when I'm watching TV and unwinding, I watch TV and unwind. But when I was in my music mode, I go on top of the roof,
Wow.
play my trombone.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk in more details on the dad and father of Texas.
Absolutely.
Please come on back. After this break, we're gonna have more of Mr. Michael Mike after the break.
If you've been into an automobile accident, I'm sure you're worried about medical bills, lost wages, and getting real compensation for your pain and suffering. But relax, I got you. I'm attorney Roderick White, and I've been fighting insurance companies since 2002. It's what I do, it's all I do. Never settle for less. Call us at 214 or 817, I got you. That's 214 or 817 446 8968.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that clip there. We're back here with my guest. Not only my guest, he's a man of God. He's my brother. He's a friend, and he's a great human being, Mr. Michael Mike. Wow. Let's talk about dads and fathers of Texas. Could you explain to us, or could you share with us what this is all about? What are your plans? How does it work? And how does it work?
Right. Dads, Fathers of Texas, that is the driving force of my father's advocacy program. It is designed to help fathers who are dealing with the issues of child support or fair divorces, CPSs, and things of that nature. Dads and Fathers of Texas, cousin, as I may say, is Dads and Fathers United, which help those fathers outside of Texas.
Okay.
And then dadsandfathers.tv is the vehicle that does all the media for us to get to 1 million men and helping 1 million fathers throughout the United States.
With a lot of fathers, dads, men who lost in the child support, not paying, incarcerated, run away from it, how much do you see this on a daily basis?
Wow. I'm gonna use the word experience because a lot of fathers reach me by cyberspace, by phone call, Facebook, things like that, and daily someone is dealing with the issue are basically just trying to be a father. I mean, it's very unfortunate that they have made being a father a criminal code. And you sit back and think about it, most of these men, and I'm gonna say on a limb, 9 out of 10 fathers who come through my program or contact me, all they wanna do is just be a father of their child or children. But because of the emotional, challenges they're dealing with, the mother or the grandparents or the system, it makes it exceptionally difficult for them to do so. And sometimes, in most cases, it's easier just to opt out.
Okay.
But in doing that, you also has confirmed what the system said, you're deadbeat.
Okay.
So, and then a lot of guys don't have the revenue to go retain an attorney, because you're looking at minimum $2,500 up to $8,000 just to fight for a visitation rights.
Okay.
That, in my opinion, you're rightfully yours because you're the biological father of the child. But only in an acquisition that you can lose all of it.
So I heard you say visitation rights. In some cases, there are some men that I know personally don't have an opportunity to see their child, or they want to see the child, but the mother, for some reason, will not let them see it. They're angry, they're upset, or they're trying to get back at them, try to make them look bad. How can men or any man may be in this situation to get this solved by having visitation right to the child or to the son?
We just released and we've written and released our first book, Victory Over Visitation.
Okay.
It's actually out now. You can go to Amazon and type in Victory Over Visitation. And along with that, we created what we call a victory package.
Okay.
That it educate the fathers on how to gain access and possession or visitation rights.
Okay.
We also created a special link called IGotMyRights.com.
Say that again.
IGotMyRights.com.
IGotMyRights.com.
And that is what I call the signature page to go out and sign our little ledger that we're going to be 1 million fathers strong. The basic says, as fathers, we have rights to access and possession or visitation rights to our children. With that would give us the ammunition we need to have changed some of these laws that are unfortunately to our disadvantage. Now granted, it's not saying all mothers are bad mothers, but you got a handful of them out there that are using these children as pawns
Okay.
to get even with the father. And those are the ones, I'm going to use the word that we will educate of your violation, because what most people fail to realize, a court order is one court order
Okay.
with two parents. There's only one rule in that court order, and it's the court order.
Wow. Now, what about not all women, but for some women that who making false child support? Mother, they with a boyfriend, but they charged the ex-husband, and it really never was a child.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many loopholes, unfortunately, in this system. One of the laws that's very unique is if a woman has an affair and she gets pregnant, then the state of Texas says that is his child until DNA and the father in the court proves it differently. So now this guy could be paying for another man's child.
But if it's false,
He has to go prove it. So in other words, it's your child until you prove it differently. And the sad part about it, it's not necessarily in marriage. You can meet someone and never have sex with them. But she goes to court or go to the Attorney General office and said, Edwin Douglas is baby daddy. And until you prove it differently by DNA and all that, and you even got a timeline for that, the court would make you the baby daddy. So,
ladies, don't do that, ladies. Please be honest. If you don't know, you're not for sure that's baby daddy, just be fair and communicate, call and say, hey, I'm not sure it's yours, but don't just because he's making a lot of money and the one you don't have them, don't do that crap. Keep it real, please.
That's what they're doing. You know, the sad part about it is it goes in line with a lot of the criminal laws, because child support not only is a major commercial business, it's also a major avenue for filling up these prisons. You know, you think about how is it you can put a man on child support and he's locked up in the pen.
Wow.
You know, you also think about how is it a man can take care of his child, but because he didn't go through their processing system, it's called a gift, and he starts all over again with back child support.
Speaking of the back child support, I know a lot of men try to get in trouble and they end up in jail. Do bad behavior so they won't come out until the child is 18 or grown. Once that man or that father serves and did his time, he come out of prison or jail, can he be charged with child support even though he never took care of his child?
If just even more interested in that, if the father, rephrase it, if the mother is getting any type of government assistance, she has to name a father. Whether it's DNA proven or not, she names a father. So let's just say, as your question said, if a guy is incarcerated and he's named the father while he's in the pen, he's been charged child support. So when he exits prison, he's how many thousands of dollars in the arrears times 6% interest.
Doesn't matter how old the child is.
So the sad part about it is, you know, they can go down at any time and fight, you know, and immediately the father has to prove himself. And it's unfortunate because there are some people who have quality morals and values, and they use it as a means of revenue. And as such, we as fathers have to be, you know, very wise beyond our years to understand if someone say this is your child versus denying it and then running away, face it head on. Because if you don't address it now, it will come back later. It's coming back regardless.
So
The best thing to do is just face it right now, get it over with.
okay, so fellas, if you're looking at this program, Mr. Michael is giving some valuable information. Me personally, just stick with it. You know, get it out the way, be a man, take care of your business. If you can't have vegetation right, there's information out there that you can, you know, look up. Mr. Michael he said his book coming out. And ask questions, don't be afraid. Don't fight the woman, don't do no domestic violence, don't do that. Don't do that because you're behind, gonna go back in jail. Please don't do that, you know. So what else the book talk about, you know?
I think one of the biggest things I enjoy is the chapter 2 talk about the 4 common misconceptions of child support versus visitation.
Okay.
Because quite often, you know, people feel child support and visitation are in the same. Child support is the financial side, visitation is the access to possession. They're both in the same order, but unfortunately, the custodial parent, which is generally the mom, feel, well, if you're not paying me my money, as she may call it, then you won't see your child. The great thing about that, father, is now you know she's violating the same court order that you don't pay. She get violation for not allowing you to see your child, and guess what? Both of y'all can go to jail. So that little tad bit of information. So versus getting mad, understand that if she don't let you see your child, that's the only time in your life you can clap and celebrate, because that's violation number 1.
Let that man see his child. You heard what he said.
If not, then pay the piper.
You're going to jail
Quickly.
real quick. Now I hope you don't get out either.
Well,
I said it. Now, when
He
we come
said it,
back,
I
I
didn't
said
say it. I didn't say it.
I'm a comedian. I'm gonna tell you what the pastor ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I'm really gonna say, don't do that.
Now, just kidding. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk more about the network, the Father Network.
DFTV.
Go on, get the popcorn. I'm gonna give me a bottle of water. When we come back,
The DFTV bottle of water.
and I'm gonna talk more about Mr. Michael Dads and Father TV Network.
Have you ever had a question related to child support, divorce, CPS? Call the Attorney General or maybe an attorney, and they just gave you a runaround, where do you go to get help? Contact Dads Fathers of Texas. Yes, they are child support specialists. Dads Fathers of Texas can answer your question, help file paperwork, and help find a family law attorney. Dads Fathers of Texas, making child support simple.
All right, you back. I'm your host, comedian Edwin Douglas, with the one and only Mr. Michael Mike. Man, we got Dad and Father of Texas. Now, let's talk about Dad and Father TV Network.
There you go. That is the, surprisingly, I created it just for marketing, and it has taken a face of its own. I mean, I have people all over the United States calling to be a part of the network.
Wow.
I mean, to say it's a father's movement would be an understatement. So now what I have to do is step back and figure out how can I incorporate local and national shows on a network that's starving for information. So DFTV Network is going to evolve the way it's going to evolve. I don't even know how it's going to evolve in 2016.
Name some of the shows that have been added to your network besides Behind the Mic.
Oh, yeah.
The show you're watching right now. Your boy, comedian Edwin Douglas. Yeah, boy, you heard me?
Well, I actually had to add my own show on there, which I didn't want to show, but so many people want to do an interview, so I added on there, On the Air with Mike. We also have the online happy hour.
Okay.
We got the 411 Sports, which is the Super Bowl party coming up. When is it? February the 7th.
February the 7th. Yeah, y'all want to jump. Y'all want to stay with us because everybody's invited to the red carpet VIP Super Bowl party right here in Winston, Texas. At where?
So be it Sasha.
Uh-huh.
Central Expressway. And then we got Dallas After Dark for those of you guys like to hip hop and R&B music. Then we got Dallas After Dark Jazz for us who like to cross our leg and chill out a little bit, you know. Then we got a couple of our jazz artists who have their own show. Rob Hobart and Lenny Nance. Plus we got a couple more coming on board. We got the chef, cooking with Chef Dean on the show.
You know what? You think it's possible that in the future we can get the cooking chef right here?
He was here the other night, and I have to say he made a shrimp bow tie pasta.
Oh, bow tie pasta.
I had to unbutton my shirt on that one, Jack. I got full, you know. It's good. And then who else we got on there?
Sam Putney.
Oh yeah, Sam Putney came on board.
Okay.
Now that was funny. What do you call himself? Machiavelli or somebody with the wig on there?
Hey, Machiavelli, baby.
So, then right before I came on the air, I had 3 more people inbox me to be interested in the show as well. So we roughly got, I'm sorry, what did you say, producer? Oh yeah, Dallas After Dark. I did say that one, didn't I?
Yeah, Dallas After Dark.
Yeah.
I tell you.
You know we live, and I can talk to producer while I'm on here.
We want everybody to tune in and be a great support system for Dallas Dads and Father TV Network. I mean, we're going to have a good time. We're going to keep you guys posted. Mr. Michael Mike, the man, and many people on the staff will join us. So stick with us, hang out with us. Michael Mike doing his thing.
And inbox us. If you got a show idea or we need to create a show, let us know. We'll go find someone and create it for you, you know? The main thing is use the show as an information network. Because not only will we talking about, of course, the obvious, child support and how fathers can better themselves, but also talk about how to better the family situation. And then you got something coming up that you want to help the show with a whole host of different type of comedians. What's it called? What we call it? The Comedy Happy Hour.
Comedy Happy Hour, and then the remake of the Comedy Vineyard. Saving that laugh for the very last episode. Yes, I mean, we're going to surprise everybody. Take everything to a whole nother level.
And you got DF News, we got our version of DF News, fathers from all around the world and their success stories and challenges. So it's coming along, and then one thing I would like probably by the end of the second quarter is Texas After Dark, where we can hit the top 10 cities in Texas and showcase what are they doing in their cities as well.
Exactly.
So we trying to put it together,
Exactly. Let me ask you this, Mr. Mike. When you're not working, what are some of the things that you be doing when you're not working?
Sleeping.
The reason why I asked you that because it seemed like you and I be on the same page, and I sleep, I wake up, look on the phone, I tap, and then you right behind me, you right in front of me, I'm right behind you.
Right.
But that's cool. That let me know how hard you trying to put all this together. And I think when you get individuals like yourself and me and Sam Putnam, what's going to happen? Everybody want to jump on board.
Right.
Because we're talking about quality.
Right.
That's what we're all about, quality.
Right.
When you see all this come to the making, what the first thing gonna come in your mind or come to your mind when you see everybody come together?
It was interesting when I sit back. Actually, the other day we went out for a movie and saw this. What was the name of that movie? Daddy's Home. Not promoting the movie, but Daddy's Home or something. But it was about a stepdaddy. Then the real biological father came to visit.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. I mean, a couple parts in there had me on the floor. I mean, but it was funny because when I'm not working, quite often I catch a movie or I go to a place in Arlington and sit back and have me some appetizer. I love watching my sports when I can, stuff like that. But when I see those things, then I see people like me and you and some of the other entrepreneurs that's on the network, it reminds me how we always say it takes a village to raise a child. But what we're doing is putting a congregation of men together, and only God knows where it's going to blossom to.
Wow.
Because when you get the gathering of the minds together, what's going to come up about it? You don't know, because it depends on the topic at hand. But one thing I enjoy about it is that although on the DBA it says Michael Mike is DFTV owner, but man, I mean, to share that with all these creative minds and juices, it's one of those deals that 12-year-old entrepreneur said one day he wanted, because to get to where we're going, it can't be a one-man operation. It takes a team to make a dream work. So with that, I'm just eager to see where all these minds are going to take us in 2016. Because I mean, I created the vehicle, but all you intelligent folks going to take it to the next level,
That's it.
And I'm just going to be on for the ride,
Now, you've been in this business for a long time. What were you doing before Dads and Father TV and Dads and Father Texas? What are some of the things you did in your career?
One of my primary careers prior to coming to Dad's Father was I was business development and marketing. I would have to say I was among the elite because of my competitive spirit. I didn't like to lose. So being a sales rep and then promoted to manager and regional manager in that district, if someone outsold me, oh no, that's a no-no.
So that's a fight. You just keep on.
What? I'm gonna roll up my sleeves because I've always liked to be the best of the best. And I took that mindset versus getting angry. I made it competitive. And now with Dad's Father's TV network, there in my forethought, I don't think there's any other father networks that's doing what we're doing, but I know they're going to pop up. So with that, my sales and marketing background, my business development background, it's actually fun to me because coming up with innovative ideas and then watch them become a reality, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, I mean, DFTV was a creative idea, and now look at it, it evolved into what it is now. And next, what we're going to do is take the DFTV network and make it an online TV station. You can actually change the channel and simultaneously watch 10 or 12 networks at the same time.
Wow.
So the full evolution is at the infancy stage of it. God's willing blessing, by the end of March or by my birthday, Juneteenth, baby, we're going to be able to see something a whole different view.
Okay. The name Dad and Father, where it come from?
If a person ever bored a child, they ask you, who's the father? Which basically tells you anyone with DNA can conceive a child. But then when you say, oh, that's my stepdad, daddy-daughter time. So with that, the evolution of dads and fathers came, not always the person who conceived the child is the one that make the child who they becomes. That's the dads.
Oh, wow.
So with that, dads and fathers, basic was, I want to educate both parties. Whether you're the DNA donor and now you're the stepdad, or you're the DNA donor and the biological dad,
Wow.
you're going to need the knowledge in order to succeed in making that child
Wow.
full circle. So dads and fathers came about.
I was wondering, that's because, I thought I was kind of unique on come up with a title for my project when I'm doing my comedy. And then I sit back and study your work that you put together, and it's beautiful.
Appreciate you, sir.
And I'm happy. I'm more excited to be a part of it because I'm up all night long pushing the button.
Yeah, I've been watching your posters.
Yeah, because
I turn my phone and go bing, and I'm like, go ahead, bro, post something else.
so I'm excited, and and I'm happy, and I want to be a blessing to the people because a lot of people don't realize it's anointed in me. I'm the king and promoter of the blessing business. That's who I am, and I love it. What was some of your struggle when you were building this brand? Have you came through some struggles?
I came to some struggles with an S,
Okay.
because number one, whenever you introduce something new, it's not always welcome. When I went to mediation class, I have over 10,000 hours of family studies, which is well above the national requirement to be a mediator or arbitrator in the United States. But then to tell someone I'm going to be a child support mediator, I'm going to be a peacemaker, it's like, yeah, okay, next subject. And then coming up with a concept that's universal, something that whether you have a college degree or you can't read at all, it has to be a one size fit all. And then finding a way to make that affordable. Because unfortunately, everyone knows when it comes to the law, you automatically going to dish out thousands of dollars. Now you got to create a concept that makes mending families simple and affordable, but it's brand new in the industry eyes.
Wow.
So it was some struggles, it was some disappointments. I got used. Several attorneys who saw the concept used me to better themselves. I got accused of being practicing law. And the list goes on. But versus looking at a struggle, I looked at it, I'm doing something, because when that many people come after you, that means you're doing something that's making a difference.
And you're right, because what people don't understand, I want y'all to understand this, when you've been lied on, talked about, it's not going to work, somebody at the jail be trying to get somebody fired, that means that you're on the right track, you're going in the direction you're supposed to be going. It's what I call a distraction.
Right.
Okay, and what you want to be very careful, obey your faith and believe what you're doing is going to work, and that's very important. I want to say thank you for joining.
Absolutely, sir.
And it's a pleasure to be everything, brother in Christ.
You know, it real feels weird that I'm getting interviewed on my own TV.
Yeah, that can
Feel a
happen.
little weird,
but,
I feel like a blonde over here.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Until the next time, I'm your host, comedian Edwin Douglas, with our special guest and the man, Dads and Fathers TV Dads.
I can't see his gray hair.
Everything.
He drew a blank just then.
Yes, Dads and Fathers TV. Until
Y'all stay
next time, I'm your host. Peace and may God bless you.
Family violence. How can we stop family violence? First, we must stop court-ordered visitation violation. Yes, each day hundreds, if not thousands of children are taken. Some are not seen for months, even years. And sadly, the kidnapper is the mother. Yes, mothers are moving out of town, out of cities, out of state, leaving fathers lost, confused. Most become excessively stressed, but all are looking for solutions and answers. Some, however, are labeled as deadbeat because they stop paying child support. Sadly, some do snap. How can they find solutions, answers? Visit IGotMyRights.com to start your peace and serenity. to reconnect with your child, to become a father in their lives. Yes, Victory Over Visitation can help find options and solutions, stop family violence, and give you an opportunity to be a father. IGotMyRights.com is a great place to start to gain victory over visitation, your secret to ending family violence. We appreciate you tuning in to Behind Your Mic with comedian Edwin Douglas, as well as myself, and we had a great time talking and laughing and joking. But what we did want to do, or what I would like to do, and I thank Mr. Douglas for giving me this opportunity, is we want to bring awareness to the major disaster we just had in our city, in the DeSoto, Glen Heights, Rowlett area. Unfortunately, disasters happen. But what I wanted to do is take an opportunity on my network to say, I'm asking all you fathers to come together. Even if you need to come together and donate $1 each. If you look at it, that's more than 14 million people in Texas. In Dallas County alone, it's more than 1 million plus. Now imagine if half of them was fathers. So now we're looking at 500,000. And imagine if 10% of those is watching this right now. Now we're looking at 50,000 people. Now can you imagine how much water, food, and shelter $50,000 can help that community? Just $1. So I'm asking all you fathers, all you mothers who are watching this today, along with comedian Edwin Douglas and myself, let's come together. Let's put our minds together. Inbox me. Personally inbox me. It's mike@dadsandfathersoftexas.com. Inbox me. Or go to Mr. Douglas' page, click on the survey below, and let us come up with a solution on how we, DFTV Network family, can support those who have had this unfortunate situation. Because at the end of the day, we all say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, what does it take to rebuild a village? So with that, we all talk about God's glory, God's blessing. The one thing we overlook is we was created in God's image. And with that, that means we know how to be like God, which is giving, and restoring, and blessing. So with that, I beg each of you, contact us. Let's get together. Let's rebuild our community, whether you live in that community or not. Let's come together and rebuild those communities. I appreciate you. Give me this 2 minutes of fame, and DFTV has your support 100%. I appreciate you.
Say it again.